What are you two doing?
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning and welcome. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard. Thanks for joining me. Have a look at this here. Now, my first thought, as is probably yours, well, what do you think's caused that? Nope, you're wrong. I would have thought, hand on heart, as soon as I saw that, guaranteed got to be. Absolutely got to be. But it wasn't. It was an ear candle. Now, I've talked about these before in the past, but I'm going to say it again. Please don't use them. They're an absolute scam. There's no other word for it. They don't work. They don't work, and they're an absolute scam. And I will tell you why. Now, most people know them as Hopi ear candles. The Hopi tribe, I believe, are a Native American tribe, and they keep denying any evidence at all that they've never said it's okay to use these. Don't know why people are associating their name with them, because they've never done it. They know it doesn't work, so please stop using their name in association with these ear candles. Now, if you've never seen them before or never heard of them, what they are is basically like a cone. It's a long, thin cone shape. You may have seen some videos out there on the internet if you're looking for earwax, and a lot of them will say, "Yeah, try this. Don't try that." It's like a cone, usually like a woven firm fabric, and this comes with a little like foil drip tray that you put it through like that, and then you put it in your ear. Obviously, stay on your side like that, and they light it. And what they will tell you is that it removes earwax. It does not remove earwax, because they'll unravel it. The theory is it creates a vacuum. It really doesn't create a vacuum at all. The theory is, and then what they'll do afterwards, they'll unravel it and say, "Look at all this wax that's come out of your ear." Now, I guarantee no wax will have come out of your ear, because a lot of these are made out of beeswax. So what you're seeing inside those candles when they unravel it is beeswax residue that was from the candle, not from your ear at all. So when this chap has been to see, I think it was a beauty therapist, it is usually them who do it. They're the prime offenders. So they're not medically trained in any way. And they poked it in, and he said, as soon as he poked it in, I thought, well, that hurt. And I now can't hear, even more than I couldn't hear before. So they obviously just poked the candle in. It's pushed this very deep as well. They were lucky not to do any damage. So they pushed it, and it's pushed this wax right deep onto his eardrum. There is a few bits of debris as well on top of his eardrum. Managed to get the majority of it. I mean, as soon as those big two chunks came out, his hearing was completely back to normal. So anything after that is always a bit of a bonus. So I think we agreed it was more risk involved in trying to peel any more than that off the eardrum than there were benefits. There was no benefits; it was hearing okay. So they said if a couple of days of drops, and the rest of that will just fly out. Now, he had an ear candle in this as well, but thankfully, well, I mean, it was still difficult to get out. There wasn't as much wax in this, but what little wax there was, it's obviously pushed it really deep down, and it's even gone down into the inferior recess there as well, which was difficult to get to. There's quite a long ear. You might, as I'm approaching it with the tube, you might see that the camera's got to go further away from it. It's because you can't fit both of them in that deep sometimes. And the last thing you want to do is what they call chopsticking, where if the endoscope and the camera crossing over, that's quite dangerous. One can flick off the other and cause some damage. So I've moved it kind of a little bit to the side instead of over the top of it here, to make a bit more room so I can see a little bit better. So yeah, if you're thinking of getting your earwax removed and you see any of these people advertising ear candles, please don't go to them. And please just spread the word. Tell people to stop turning up for this. Some people say, yeah, it does feel quite nice. It might well feel quite nice because it's, warm air going in there. Won't do anything. But it might feel pleasant, but there's absolutely no clinical benefits. certainly to removing earwax to it at all. And they'll say it helps with tinnitus, helps with middle ear problems, helps with infections. I've seen people write on websites. It's shocking what they've actually claimed that this thing does. I think they just make it up as they go along. It does none of the above, so don't use them. They should be banned, to be honest. They are dangerous, because we do see a few in here that people have tried, and I get why people will try anything when they're desperate. But don't try this at home, kids. The last ear, because there's a quick ear, and it is a quick one after this one. It's got a really interesting story to it, and I'll start telling it now because it's only quick, and the video will be over before I've got time to tell you all of it. So it was a chap who went to a hyperbaric oxygen chamber, which can have some health benefits. And he went there. I think he tried everything. I think he suffers with fibromyalgia, which can cause chronic pain issues. Anyway, he's tried all sorts, and he thought, I'll give this a go. So anyway, he got in this hyperbaric oxygen chamber, and because it involves a big change in air pressure, he had a horrendous pain in his ear, which will be because of the air pressure change whilst in this hyperbaric chamber. I mean, it can be that severe that it can actually cause barotrauma. Your ear can fill up with, middle ear can fill up with fluid. It can even perforate your eardrum. But he had horrendous pain, and so he asked them he told them, and they did tell him beforehand, you can sometimes get ear pain when you're in these chambers. Whether it was related to this big thing that he had in there, I don't know. Possibly, wouldn't have helped. But they did tell him that it can sometimes cause ear pain, sometimes. So they stopped it at the time, slowed it down, and then the pain went, and that would have been because his eustachian tube would have opened and corrected the air pressure. It's very similar theory to when you're on an aeroplane where the air pressure changes suddenly, and your body's got to catch up to that sudden change. But that led him to me. He said, I just want to check that there's no damage been done. I'm not perforating my eardrum while I was in this chamber with this pain. Thankfully, he hadn't, but we did find that he had a big old chunk of earwax in, which we got out, and he noticed a big difference in his hearing straight away. So I think there's just a little bit of a peel left over, only because it's a bit loose. It's not going to affect him in any way. But I just wanted to tear it off. I didn't want to go too deep if I could avoid it. I'm just trying to wriggle it from one side to the other to just try and tear it off. Just tear off the dead skin. And a couple of wiggles and out it'll pop. And thankfully his ear didn't go pop in those chambers. But if anyone's ever been in one of those, let me know. I'm curious to know because we know that it can cause damage in your ear. Somebody let me know. And if anyone wants to let me know that, ear candles, I did it and it worked for me, then feel free to get involved in the comments as well, because I guarantee you'll probably end up in the next wax roast. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. But for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.